A very good morning, all of you. Welcome to refrigeration and air conditioning class. In last class, I was discussed about simple air refrigeration system without evaporating cooling, in which I discussed about working of that system and uh, how do you calculate the COP of the system and total thermodynamic analysis were discussed in last class. In today class, I discussed about two problems on simple air refrigeration system without evaporative cooling. So we'll see one problem now. Read all of you carefully. A simple air cooled system. A simple air cooled system is used for an aeroplane. Clearly mentioned that aeroplane means aircraft having a load of 10 tons. So 10 tons means, don't get confused, 10 tons means the amount of refrigerating effect. So actually 10 TR, but they mentioned in short way 10 tons. The atmospheric pressure and temperature are zero point 0.9 bar and 10 degrees Celsius respectively. Atmospheric temperature pressure were given 0 0.9 bar and 10 degrees Celsius. The pressure increases to 1.013 bar. The, the pressure value increases to 1.013 bar due to ramming. I already told you in last class. First of all, atmospheric air um, enters a diffuser where pressure value rises to required limit. So that process for increasing pressure is called as ram effect. I already told you, a ramming process. So due to ramming, atmospheric pressure increased to 1.013 bar. The temperature of the air is reduced by 50 degrees Celsius in the heat exchanger. So after that, after ramming process, air enters first of all compressor, where once again pressurization takes place. Then that air moves to cooler or heat exchanger. So in that cooler, the temperature of air decreases. So that value is given. The temperature of air is reduced by 50 degrees Celsius in heat exchanger. Heat exchanger is nothing but a cooler. So after cooler, 50 degrees reduction we are seeing here. The pressure in the cabin is 1.01 bar. So cabin pressure, which is more than which is less than ramming pressure, which is 1.01 bar, and temperature of air leaving the cabin is 25 degrees Celsius. So inside the cabin, then now that temperature, if you want to discharge from the cabin, so the temperature value is given that 25 degrees Celsius. That is called cabin temperature. Is 25 degrees Celsius. Mainly two things you need to calculate. They are power required to take the load of cooling in cabin, power required to take the load, or power required to drive the compressor. That is nothing but amount of load for maintaining refrigerating effect. Next, COP of the system. Second one, COP. They have given one assumption below that. Assume that all expansion and compression processes are isentropic. Isentropic means theoretical. So compression and expansion processes you should be followed theoretical way. The pressure of the compressed air is 3.5 bar. So the data was not mentioned in the beginning, but they mentioned here after compression. So first of all, air enters diffuser where ramming process takes place. Then air moves to compressor where pressurization takes place once again. So that pressure value is given that 3.5 bar. So this is total problem. Two things you need to calculate. First one is power required to drive the compressor, and second one is COP of the system. So I am going to prepare TS diagram for this problem. See, all processes are isentropic, theoretical, clear. So compression expansion process are isentropic. But in another way also we can identify. In the problem, there is no efficiency value for compression and expansion case. If I am getting efficiency, automatically will move for actual process or actual cycle. But here they mentioned isentropic. If you are not getting isentropic word, then we have to see that are we getting efficiencies in the problem or not. So here I did not get any efficiency for compression and expansion. Then we can identify that the problem belongs to isentropic or theoretical problem. See all of you TS diagram I have prepared here. Every process is theoretical. First of all, we'll go for 1 2. Atmospheric pressure, they mentioned 0.9 bar. So I have drawn atmospheric pressure line. See all of you, constant pressure line in TS diagram comes like this. So this is constant pressure line. So 1 2 2 is isentropic process for ramming process. So 1 2 isentropic way, straight line, no actual, all processes are ideal. So 1 2 is isentropic. Next 2 to 3 for compression, that is isentropic. So isentropic compression. So after ramming process I have reached pressure 1.013 bar, which was given in the problem. So after main compression in the compressor, the pressure value we reached as for 3.5 bar, I mentioned on the slide. So this is 3.5 bar pressure line, constant pressure line. So I reached 3.5 bar. Then 3 to 4 is heat rejection process in heat exchanger or cooler, where temperature drop takes place. So 3 to 4, after the heat exchanger or after cooling, the temperature we are seeing 50 degrees Celsius reduction is taken place. So 50 degrees Celsius. So 3 4 temperature reduction means T3 minus T4 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Then the pressure in the cabin is 1.01 bar. Cabin pressure means after the expansion you will be getting that one. After expansion means 4 to 5 is isentropic expansion process in theoretical way. So expansion pressure is P5, so which is 1.01 bar. So cabin temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. So we assume 6 point here, which is 25 degrees Celsius. T6 is 25 degrees Celsius. So this is the TS diagram. We'll write data. See all of you, Q 10 TR means amount of refrigerating effect, which is removed from cooled space, that is 10 TR, 10 tons of refrigeration. P1 0.9 bar, T1 10 degrees Celsius, if you convert in Kelvin, 283 Kelvin. P2 is 1.013 bar, which is due to ramming process, and P5 is equal to P6 1.01 bar, because this is cabin pressure or pressure after turbine or expansion process. T6 is 25 degrees Celsius. I've converted in Kelvin, 298 Kelvin. P3 is pressure after main compressor, which is 3.5 bar. So these are different values what we are getting in TS diagram or in the given problem. Now we'll move into first objective, power required to drive the compressor. Power required to drive the compressor. See all of you, first of all let us assume MA. MA is mass flow rate of air which is supplied or which is circulated throughout the system. T2 is temperature after ramming in theoretical way. T3 temperature after compression due to main compressor. T4 temperature after leaving the heat exchanger or cooler. T5 is temperature after turbine. So these are different notations of temperatures what we have on TS diagram. So already we know that isentropic process, there are number of isentropic processes. One is ramming, and second one main compressor, and third one expansion. These three are isentropic processes. So first of all we go to process 1 2. Isentropic process, T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. We know this equation. T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. T2 value is we don't know, but T1 is given. P2 P1 values were given in the problem. So using this data I calculated T2, which is 292.6 Kelvin. Then we'll move to another isentropic process 2 3. So again we apply the relation between temperatures and pressures. T3 by T2 is equal to P3 by P2 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So T3 value I don't know, T2 just now we calculated. So P3 P2 values were given in the problem. We substituted values, all values here. Finally I got T3 is equal to 417 Kelvin, 417 Kelvin. So this is another temperature. So I already told you number of times, if you have a TS diagram or PV diagram, first duty of student is that we need to calculate all temperatures what we have in the diagram. So they have given only some values, T1 value and T6 value, like that. Remaining temperatures we need to calculate. using processes what we have in the cycle. So now we calculated T2, T3 from isentropic process. They mentioned that already I told you when data is given for heat rejection, the temperature after cooler 50 degrees reduction is taken place. So 50 degrees reduction means T3 minus T4 is equal to 50. So from which T4 we can calculate T4 is equal to T3 minus 50. T3 means 144. Is correct? Just a minute. T3 144 degrees Celsius or 417 Kelvin. So 417 Kelvin means you can take 144 degrees Celsius. So 144 minus 50 degrees Celsius, 94 degrees Celsius. If you convert in Kelvin, 367 Kelvin. So this is temperature after heat exchanger. So some heat rejection is taken place. That's why temperature drop also is taken place. From from 417 to 367, 50 degrees reduction is taken place. Then one more isentropic process 4-5. So from isentropic process 4-5, T5 by T4 is equal to P5 by P4 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So P5, P4 values were given. T4 value just now we calculated. So the unknown value is T5, which is 257 Kelvin from this equation. So unknown temperature after expansion or expander or turbine is 257 Kelvin. So like that we got all temperatures values in the cycle. T6 value was given in the problem. So all temperatures values we know. Now we'll enter into objectives. They need two objectives. First one is that power required to drive the compressor. Power means MCP delta T. MCP delta T. So M value is required first of all. Before going to calculate power, we need to calculate M, mass flow rate of air. So MA means, see all of you, Q is given, refrigerating effect, Q is equal to MCP delta T. Q belongs to process 5-6. See all of you, process 5-6. So MA CP T6 minus T5, that is Q equation, refrigerating effect equation from cycle, from process 6-5. So MA CP T6 minus T5 is equal to refrigerating effect. Refrigerating effect is given as 10 TR. If you convert in kilojoules per second, TR value you should multiply with 3.517. Otherwise, if I want to convert in kilojoules per in kgs per minute, or refrigerating effect in kilojoules per minute, you should multiply with 210 or 211. 210, you can take 210. So Q value is 10 TR, 210 value. Now that value comes in kilojoules per minute. If you want to convert in kilojoules per second, we need to multiply with 3.517. I already told you 1 TR is equal to 3.517 kilojoules per second, or 1 TR is equal to 210 kilojoules per minute. So here mass value is going to be converted in kgs per minute. That's why 210 Q by Cp, T6 minus T5, that is process temperatures. So except MA, every value we know. 210, Q value 10 TR, Cp for air we can assume as 1.005 or 1. Here in this problem they assumed 1. So T6, T5 values already we know in the problem. So by substituting all values, MA value is obtained as 512 kgs per minute. If I take 3.517 instead of 210, you will be getting kgs per second. So remember. So P value, now power required to drive the compressor, MCP delta T for process 2-3. So compressor is in between process 2-3. So MCP T3 minus T2. If you maintain by 60, it comes in kilowatts. Now, if I take only MCP delta T, you will be getting kilojoules per minute. By 60 means kilojoules per second. So finally, I got power as 106 kilowatts. So this is power required to drive the compressor for maintaining 10 TR. Next one is COP of the system. COP means it's the ratio of refrigerating effect to the amount of power required to drive the compressor. So refrigerating effect means 210 into Q, which comes in kilojoules per minute. P means power, which is in kilowatts. If you multiply with 60, it comes again in kilojoules per minute. Numerator and denominator should be maintained same units. Please remember this one. So 210 Q means which is in kilojoules per minute. Power into 60 means kilojoules per minute. Otherwise, you can go with kilojoules per second. Instead of 210, go with 3.517. Then directly P value you can keep in in denominator. Then you will be getting in both numerator and denominator case kilojoules per second. So units will be tallied. So finally COP value you will be getting as 0.33 for this problem. So like this we can solve ideal problem for air refrigeration cycle without evaporating cooling. One more problem we'll see now, which is based on actual cycle. See all of you, an aircraft refrigeration plant has to handle a cabin load of 30 tons. 30 tons means nothing but 30 TR. The atmospheric temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. The atmospheric air is compressed to a pressure of 0.95 bar. So one data is missed here. Atmospheric pressure value they did not give. They gave only atmospheric temperature, which is 17 degrees Celsius. After compression in ramming process, you have got pressure as 0.95 bar and temperature of 30 degrees Celsius after ramming. So after ramming process or due to ram action, temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Pressure we have reached as 0.95 bar. So this air is then further compressed in a compressor. So after the ramming process, that air will have to be moved to one more compressor. So where once again pressurization takes place. So due to that compressor, the pressure value we have seen as 4.75 bar, cooled in heat exchanger to 67 degrees Celsius. So after heat exchanger, we got temperature 67 degrees Celsius. Expanded in a turbine to 1 bar. So after turbine, the expansion takes place where pressure value is 1 bar and pressure value 1 bar and supplied to the cabin. After turbine, it will be moved to cabin. The air leaves the cabin at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. The air leaves the cabin means the cabin temperature is given as 27 degrees Celsius. The isentropic efficiencies of both compressor and turbine is 0.9. So they clearly mentioned that efficiencies of turbine and compressor are 0.9 or 90%. So if you are getting efficiencies of compression process and expansion process, that means that that problem belongs to actual. So isentropic processes will be deviated to adiabatic processes. Please do remember this one. Calculate the mass of air circulated per minute. Mass of air circulated per minute, and second one is COP of the system. So CP value they given for assumption 1.004 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. CP by CV is equal to gamma. They mentioned as 1.4. No need to say. We generally assume these values. These are standard values. So this is the thing. Two things. One is mass flow rate of air which is circulated throughout the system, and second one COP of the system we need to calculate. First of all, prepare TS diagram for this problem. This is actual cycle. So like this. I did not draw actual adiabatic process for 1-2 because for 1-2 case no efficiency was given. For ramming process case I did not get any efficiency. That's why we assumed 1-2 as isentropic. If I am getting efficiency for ramming process, for that also we prepare adiabatic process. But here they did not give. Only for compression and expansion case they mentioned adiabatic efficiencies. So this is actual cycle. 1-2 is isentropic. One pressure is not given. That's why I did not mention pressure. So somewhere I have prepared one pressure line. So where I took 1-2 is isentropic process due to ramming action. So finally I have reached 1 bar. Sorry, 0.95 bar. So 1-2 is at 0.95 bar. 2-3 is isentropic process. Please see my cursor how it is moving. So 2-3 is isentropic process. 2-3 is adiabatic process. So 3-4 is heat exchanger in cooler, heat rejection in cooler. So finally I have reached 4. 4-5 is isentropic expansion. 4-5 is actual expansion or adiabatic expansion. 5-6 is the temperature addition from cold space, means from occupants or equipment to the air. So due to that, temperature, the cabin temperature increases. Finally, we reach 6. So this is actual cycle. Then we'll go for given data. Q, amount of refrigerating effect 30 TR, T1 17 degrees Celsius or 290 Kelvin, P2 0.95 bar because pressure after ramming, T2 30 degrees Celsius after ramming or 303 Kelvin, P3 is equal to P3 dash, which is equal to P4 is 4.75 bar, temperature after main compressor, T4 67 degrees after cooler, temperature is reduced to 67 degrees Celsius, that is to 340 Kelvin, P5 or P5 dash, not PS, P5 or P5 dash is equal to 1 bar, T6 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius or 300 Kelvin is cabin temperature. Turbine and compressor efficiencies are 0.9, Cp is 1.004 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, Cp by Cv or gamma is equal to 1.4. So this is given data. So our duty is that first of all we need to calculate all temperatures. Already some temperature values were given. What are they? T1, T2, T4, T6. So 4 values were given. Still we need to calculate 4 values. What are they? T3 is means theoretical temperature after compression, actual temperature after compression, T3 dash. T5 theoretical temperature after expansion, T5 dash actual temperature after expansion. Still we need to calculate 4 values. You can see in diagram. One is given T1, T2, T4 and T6 were given. So T3, T3 dash values we don't know. T5, T5 dash values we don't know. We need to calculate, then only we can go for solution. We can enter into solution. Otherwise not possible. That's why we go first of all, this is notation. T3 temperature of air after exit or at the exit of compressor in theoretical way, theoretical temperature. T3 dash actual temperature at the exit of compressor. T5 theoretical temperature at the exit of expander. T5 dash actual temperature at the exit of expander or turbine. So these are notation for temperatures. First of all, we go with isentropic process 2-3. I already told you the relation between temperatures and pressure, which is very useful for determining unknown values. So using isentropic process 3-2, the temperature pressure relations T3 by T2 is equal to P3 by P2 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. P3, P2 values we know, T2 value was given. So only unknown temperature is T3. We calculated that T3 is equal to 480 Kelvin. But ideal temperature is not required. Our problem belongs to actual. So actual means actual temperature is must. So directly we cannot determine that. That's why initially we calculated ideal temperature. With the help of ideal temperature and efficiency, we calculate actual temperature. Now next step is very important for determining actual temperature, compressor efficiency. They mentioned that compressor efficiency is 0.9 or 90%. So compressor efficiency is the ratio of ideal temperature difference by actual temperature difference. So ideal temperature difference is T3 minus T2. Actual temperature difference for compression process is T3 dash minus T2. So using this equation, the unknown value is T3 dash. We substitute all values. T3 dash is 499.7 Kelvin from this equation. So like that, we determined actual temperature from compression efficiency. Similarly, we go with isentropic process 4-5. The relation between temperatures and pressures are T4 by T5 is equal to P4 by P5 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So from which only unknown value is T5, T4 is given. P4, P5 values we know. So P4 means P3. P5 is equal to, is called cabin pressure is given. So T5 is 217.8 Kelvin from this equation. That is ideal temperature at the exit of expander. But ideal temperature is not required for this problem. This problem needs actual temperature. Actual means we use turbine efficiency. Next step is important. Go with turbine efficiency, which is actual temperature difference divided by ideal temperature difference. Actual temperature drop, turbine means expansion takes place. Actual temperature drop divided by ideal temperature drop. So T4 minus T5 dash by T4 minus T5. So turbine efficiency is given as 0.9. So by substituting all values, we are getting T5 dash. Actual temperature at the exit of turbine is that 230 Kelvin. So that is last one, 230 Kelvin. Like that, we calculated all unknown values in the problem. T3, T3 dash, T3 from isentropic process, T3 dash from compression efficiency, T5 from isentropic process, T5 dash from turbine efficiency. Like that, we calculated unknown values of temperatures. Then we'll enter into solution or objectives. So first solution or objective is that mass of air circulated per minute. In last problem also we did same thing. So same equation we can write here, but temperature values you have to check it. In previous problem, I mentioned theoretical temperatures, but now we have to keep actual values. So MA is equal to 210Q. 210 means the refrigerating effect value I am going to convert in kilojoules per minute. So 210Q by Cp T6 minus T5 dash, not T5, T5 dash, this is actual. So T5 dash, so 210 here Q means 30, I think 30 is given. So how much we are getting for Q, same value we have to keep here. So 30, I think print mistake, 210 into 30 by 1.004 into 300 minus 230. So you will be getting just a minute, I think the data is different. So you will be getting 89.64 kgs per minute. So this is mass flow rate of air for this problem. Then COP of the system is that 210 Q by, means numerator is in kilojoules per minute. MACP delta T, MACP refrigerating amount of power for driving compressor, MCP delta T, MCP T3 dash minus T2, not T3, T3 dash for compression case, actual temperature at the exit you need to take, T3 dash minus T2 into MACP. So substituting all values, you will be getting COP as 0.356. So this is actual problem. Like this, we can solve theoretical and actual problems in case of aircraft refrigeration system without evaporating cooling. Next class, I'll discuss about one more aircraft refrigeration system with evaporative cooling and bootstrap air refrigeration system. Then I'll close unit 1. Okay, look, that's all for today. Thank you all of you.